watch it. All right, folks, it's time for my famous, or is it infamous, 5 random questions, where I ask my guests literally 5 random questions that kind of related to them. But it's 5 random questions. I don't tell them the questions ahead of time. And I have amazing, I'm calling him super connector, Steveseidel here from the Seidel agency. Hi, Steven.
Hey, thank you so much, James, for bringing me on the show. I just wanted to be able to say, JLJ, listen to the words that you say to the listeners and the viewers. Here
I
we
love it.
go.
I love it. All right, so he's agreed to do it. He's agreed to do the 5 random questions. I did it 300,000 times. Everybody's done this. And some of the guests he sent me, some of his talent, they've done it too. So now it's his turn. Okay, Steven, are you ready for the 5 random questions?
I am ready for the 5 random questions.
Number one, when Steven is like, wants a snack, what is his go-to snack food?
Go-to snack food. I love peanut butter. I've grown up on peanut butter, so it needs to have peanut butter. If there's a Reese's cup available, I'll grab that, or they have these really like nutritional ones from Trader Joe's. But usually I'll probably cut up an apple and dip that in peanut butter. Sometimes I'm just going to eat the peanut butter and mix it with some Greek yogurt.
The Trader Joe's peanut butter cups are crack. So anybody know
Yeah,
that.
they're so good.
They're
So good.
healthier apparently. They're healthier for you somehow, but they're crack.
And then they have the little the mini peanut
Yes.
butter crackers, which are bomb too. You end up eating the whole bag.
Yeah. Don't say they're like Girl Scout cookies. Okay. Number two. What childhood toy do you remember the most?
Childhood toy do I remember the most? This is a fantastic question. I talk a lot about my childhood. I would say it's not necessarily a toy, but I had the Michael Jackson Thriller album, and there's a lot of memories in and around that, and he just keeps coming up. But I had the Michael Jackson Thriller album, and growing up, I felt slightly ashamed, to be honest. I don't know, maybe I should feel more ashamed now. I don't quite know where he lands in the whole spectrum of things, but I felt like my friends were going to make fun of me. So I hid it under my bed, but it was one of my most prized possessions. It was my Michael Jackson Thriller album because I was obsessed with Michael Jackson. I still am. I think he's a brilliant musician, artist. The moonwalk taught myself to do that. And so that was probably a thing. I would put it on, I would dance to beat it, do the moonwalk, and do all the dances. And so to me, it's all about dancing and having fun. And then a caveat is my daughter came home from school the other day and said, she's 5. She told me that a boy in her school said that Michael Jackson died because he drank medicine. And I was like, how are you hearing this at 5 years of age?
I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to say this on my program. I'm going to say this right now. Michael Jackson for JLJ Media is a legend, a superstar, and he was not proven to have done anything. So I don't care
There
about
you
the
go.
bad documentaries, all that stuff's out there. He was proven. Nothing's been proven that he did anything. So to me, his legacy stays intact.
Hey man, every year for Halloween we do the Thriller dance. I'm obsessed with Thriller. I mean, he was at the forefront of everything that he did, and so he was truly a trailblazer and one of the best artists to ever live. You can't deny him that.
I agree. And back then, Thriller, every house had Thriller. Almost every single house I knew had Thriller. So I was just kind of,
Yeah.
but you were hiding where that.
And I
Hey,
had to go back to the toy. I had the doll. I have the doll. It's downstairs in my basement somewhere. But I have a little doll of Michael Jackson, like the little one where he had
yep,
the red jacket and the
yep,
sunglasses, and
yep.
with
We have it.
Diana Ross.
We have it too. Number three, I love. That's why I love asking these questions. You just don't know you're gonna get out of these questions. Number three, what was the first car you
See, that's a good question. This is like when I go to parties. You're rocking it.
had?
Similar questions. The first car that I had was a 1984 Fairmont Futura, and
Ooh,
so if you know, it's kind of like a boxy looking Cadillac mixed with a Buick. So it was white. It was my uncle's. They still made me. It was my grandmom's brother, so like my great uncle. I had to buy it, but it didn't have a radio, so I had the little boom box between the two front seats. You put in the tape deck, you're listening to that, and it also didn't have it had like an issue with some of the fumes coming in, so oftentimes it'd be middle of winter and I had to drive with the windows down. But we had this is our generation. We had to earn it, man.
the things we did when we were young, I can't
Yeah.
do anymore. But the things we did when we were younger,
First car? What was your first car?
1989 Ford Escort.
Oh,
It was a 2 door, and it literally died in the street. When I finished it, it died. I left it there. It
that's
died. I
amazing.
was like, bye. I left it there. and
Oh,
went on something else. But yeah, there was because I had siblings. I'm one of like 12 kids, but so I had siblings who had cars. So for a long time in high school, I just got in the car with them, like stair steps. So we went to high school together. So my brother, he had a CRX, a Honda CRX with a pushed up butt. We were all skinny, we could all fit in there, out in
the
there.
clown car. You got kids just keep coming out. Here comes a lot, family.
Yeah, exactly. There are a
Here
lot of
comes the whole
lots.
lot. Here comes a whole lot.
There's a lot of lots in that
A
car. We're
lot
all
of lots.
skinny. Then my sister got a 1965 Mustang that was given to her from a relative. And we loved that car. We rode that to the shocks went off on that one too. She still has it. She still has it. It's in
Nice.
the garage, but it's in the garage, but she has it. So yeah, I didn't get a car. I was kind of late. I was in college when I got my first car, and so I was like, I was living in Sacramento. I had to drive places. So I was like, okay, I'll
Yeah.
get one. And I heard Fords were strong or whatever, so that's why I got one.
Nice.
Okay, number four. I love this number four. Number four, ocean or mountains?
I think it's Ocean, man. I grew up going to Ocean City, Jersey, outside Philadelphia. And those were, I finally just took my kids there for their first vacation and they got to relive my steps. But to me, there's something special, especially from a mindset perspective about waves and how life is like a wave. We keep getting hit by, one and the next, and it keeps going. But the water and listening to the sound is very therapeutic. And I had a lot of really great memories. Ocean City, New Jersey,
All
East
right.
Coast, East Coast,
Yes.
baby.
Yeah, my mother's from the East Coast, and I love the East Coast. All right, last question I ask every single person. It's the same question I ask everybody. It is an either question or it's an or question. All right, Steveseidel, apples or oranges?
I think I'm going to go with apples because we've already talked about apples. We got to come full circle, right? We started with the peanut butter
Yep.
and the apples, and it's not what's cooler, saying how about them apples or how about them oranges? Come on, man. Orange is like a knock knock joke. Knock knock, who's there? Orange. Orange, you got to answer the question. That's tired. But when you have apples, you can make pie. Johnny Appleseed. How about them apples? It's just the Big Apple, New York City, where I lived. I mean, it's
Yes.
too easy.
You're the first person ever to do that. I love that. StevenSeidel.com, Steven Seidel Agency. We're going to talk more about that on Extra Connections. Check us out there.
Yes, sir.